Vladimir Putin has a new.
Shalom. I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakakodash, and the ones to the apostles and others of great millstones. Salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Ayman Allah from GMS Chicago, and this is gonna go into a quick lesson about a quote, right, that is made by Lenin and Apostle Tahar. He was doing a lesson about this quote that Lenin has made. Right, and as you can see, it says, there are decades where nothing happens, and weeks where decades happen. And Apostle Tahar said that as soon as he heard it, he immediately knew that it was talking about Jacob's trouble. All right, and right now, it may seem like the prophecies may tarry. It may seem that the prophecies may take long to fulfill, but they're not tarrying anymore. All right, you're seeing the prophecies come to pass, and not too long ago, Biden has given Ukraine permission to use U.S. Ballistic missiles to be shot into Russian territory. All right, and now you're seeing that this war, right, between Russia and Ukraine is entering a new phase, to the point where now Putin is now threatening to use nuclear weapons in the Ukraine war. And hey, just keep in mind, this is U.S. ballistic missiles that are being used by Ukrainians to be shot into Russia, and several of these ballistic missiles were already been shot, all right, not too long ago. All right, it's over there in the news. You can see it on the mainstream media, and basically every mainstream media outlet is speaking about it.
Vladimir Putin has a new warning for the United States after President Biden authorized Ukraine to use long-range missiles supplied by the U.S. to strike inside Russia. Chief Foreign Correspondent Ian Pennell starts us off from Ukraine. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, George. Nuclear saber rattling from the Kremlin this morning, with Vladimir Putin appearing to threaten to use nuclear weapons if Ukraine fires American-made missiles into Russia. The Kremlin saying the doctrine was updated in response to what it calls the new situation. The new Russian policy essentially authorizes the use of nuclear weapons in response to what it calls, quotes, critical threats of aggression using conventional weapons. Now remember, President Biden lifting restrictions on the ATACMS ballistic missiles, which are, of course, conventional weapons, essentially allowing them to be fired into Russia. Putin has made nuclear threats before that have proved to be hollow. A senior Ukrainian military source telling me this is blackmail, but also warning nuclear weapons are a Pandora's box that shouldn't be opened. This move likely aimed as much at President-elect Trump, who's promising to end the war when he takes office, but it'll make that all the harder. Meanwhile, Russia again escalating attacks inside Ukraine, striking an apartment block in the north, killing 9, including a child. And for all the talk of peace plans, Ukraine today marking 1,000 days of Russia's devastating.
So, yeah, Ukraine has already used U.S.'s ballistic missiles, and now we're entering a new phase of this war. But yeah, you see the escalations are real major now. But yeah, prophecies come to pass. All right. There are decades where nothing happens, and weeks where decades happen. And hey, 9/11, for an example, happened in 2000. All right, and in 2008, there was that recession crisis, all right, a bit of a recession crisis in 2008, and yet it wasn't really shit pretty much, and waiting up all the way up to 2019, or all 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Nothing major really happened, but hey, uh, now is to the point where weeks, where decades happen, and now you see a lot of shit happening, a lot of things that are happening according to the scriptures that are coming to pass, such as the wars and rumors of wars, the pestilences, all right, the economic crisis that is soon to come, the implementation of MOTB. All right, we're in the time of prophecies. We're in the latter days. All right, and they soon, right, implementation of the mark of the beast is going to come to pass on a wide scale too. That is a major prophecy that is getting ready to come to pass, because now you have Elon Musk that is about to be the head of the monetary system. You already know what Elon Musk does, right? He does those brain chipping implants, and linking artificial intelligence with human, right? Putting a brain chip into a human, right? I want to bring out yeah. But here, it better explains it too, right? Centuries pass when nothing happens, and then in a few short years, events of such importance take place that the world is never the same again. And hey, the Lord is shortening the time for the elect's sake. All right, the Lord is making these major chess moves. All right, the Lord is making these prophecies come to pass and making, the time short for the elect's sake. Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be shorn, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And now you're seeing that the days are being shortened. All right. World War III is brewing in the midst. All right. The RFID microchip is about to be implemented on a global scale. All right. Once Trump gets in office. And hey, I best believe, this is just me, speaking as a man, but I believe that 2025 may very well be the year where the RFID microchip gets implemented. All right, and it's just more evident because now we're seeing the turmoil of the economy being degraded. All right, the U.S. dollar being less in value. All right. The port strikes that are about to occur, the mass layoffs, and all these different company and businesses that they're doing. All right. The automation that Esau is bringing in to put workers out of work. All right. America, at the end of the day, is going to get destroyed. All right. But hey, we're entering a time of Jacob's trouble right now, which is a good thing, because hey, these days are being shortened for the elect's sake, and only the Lord's elect is going to make it out of all these trials and tribulation. And right now, yeah, it may seem like these prophecies are taking so long to come to pass, but hey, the Lord is really working. The Lord is making things happen. So all we gotta do is wait and endure. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And yeah, Biden, he gave that green light, for an example, right, for Ukraine to use U.S. ballistic missiles to be fired into Russian territory, and that just happened in one day, all right, not too long ago, like literally like 24 hours ago, all right, and just like that, the Lord can make it to where, uh, in a month, a lot of events can happen, a lot of black swan events can occur. All right, nothing's too hard for the Lord. At the end of the day, this is the Lord's movie. The Lord controls everything, and all the things that you're seeing that are coming to pass is really being done by the Lord's will. All right, the Lord can even make it to where all hell can break loose, like literally today, tomorrow, or within this week. Well, anyways, I'll bring out another precept. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. And yeah, it's the time that we're coming into, Jacob's trouble. Alright, time that's like never before. And when you look back, before the years of 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, moving into 25, alright, nothing major really happened, alright. But now, all of a sudden, when the pandemic era hit, all right, we were feeling that time of where nothing like this has ever happened before. The lockdowns came, the jabs, all right. Were being made mandatory. There were major war escalations between Russia and Ukraine, and now there's a war between Israel and Palestine, all right, over there in Gaza. This is a time like no other, all right. Back in the day, there was never such of these kind of war escalations, right? You never see that that NATO was about to really come against Russia very intensely, but now that's about to happen, all right? No one ever expected that America was going to become a third world country, but now that is expected to happen, and it's going to. All right. Everything that you read in the scriptures or the prophecies are all going to come to pass. Yeah, the only ones that are going to be delivered out of these trials and tribulation are going to be ones that are written in the book of life, the Lord's elect. Hey, fuck. Well, last scripture, Jeremiah 30:7. Hey, fuck. Slack. Damn. I just want to. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. But it's just straight to the point. Right, we're entering into a time like no other, entering into Jacob's trouble. And the only ones that are going to be saved out of it are the Lord's elect, the 144,000. That was it to that lesson. All right. Um, we're just going into into the news. Seeing what's going on and stuff. And hey, like again, 2025 can very well may be the year that the RFID microchip gets implemented. All right. But anyways, hope this lesson was edifying, and shalom.